Hello, I'm Dr. Thomas Maples, and welcome back to the Sacred Journey podcast, where we explore the depths of human experience and seek wisdom from unexpected sources. Today, we will delve deep into a powerful concept, that of gratitude. St. Basil reminds us in his quote, "Does not the gratitude of the dog put to shame any man who is ungrateful to his benefactors?" And in another bit of saintly wisdom from St. Teresa of Avila, she reminds us to be gentle to all and stern with yourself. Now, how can this saintly wisdom guide us in our quest to be more grateful and to use gratitude as an action, not just a word such as thank you? What does it mean to show gratitude for one's benefactor? Is it gracious to say thank you? Or should we turn our backs to the processes that assure a degree of survival and civility in the presence of a collective plight to assure our individual, familial, and collective survival, if not well-being? People talk, and talk a lot they do. Yet, how often do they live life with an intent for action, rather than just use words? I recently heard a wonderful show on the radio. It discussed the power that grace has on one's marriage. One excerpt stood out to me in particular. It spoke of being kind and gracious to your spouse while being frugal with yourself. Hearing that, I can't help but think, how would society look if we decided to live with that one simple rule? Could we not raise a generation where kindness forms the foundation for social, emotional, and rational development? Now let us explore the mysteries behind gratitude, as was relayed by the two adages I noted above from the saintly wisdom from St. Teresa of Avila and St. Basil. Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you"? My dog has never bitten me. Maybe that is because we are great friends. They say that a dog is man's best friend. I believe it, but I wouldn't say that just about men, though. My dog has an alpha, but I know he loves my wife and children as well. Animals do not see things in a polarized nature as humans do. He sees his pack for all its good points and bad points. From his eyes, we are a pack. We represent that primordial group, which assures survival and well-being for the individual and the collective. I noticed some simple wisdom from this construct. Why does my dog not bite me? He doesn't bite others either, unless from a basis of fear. Could it be that he expresses gratitude for those who care for him? How true is the adage that states, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you"? When one is bitten, the skin breaks. Even if the skin does not tear, the act can break the nurturing bond present. Yet, when that occurs, I cannot help but think how troublesome one act becomes when dependency is present. One must remember to practice gratitude, especially towards those who provide and care for others. Yet how often do we see the nature of dependency turn upon itself and allow entitlement to permeate? Entitlements are the equivalent of biting the hand of the benefactor. It is an ugly state of affairs, yet I cannot help but think, how much can we learn from the simplicity that nature shows us? Yet these lessons should also point us to reflect upon that current moment. We assumed consciousness as God had when we fell from grace. Yet, why is there such a propensity to deny it for its own value? If we use it for its strengths, our consciousness that is, we can possibly open doors to realities for our own personal and collective growth. Yet people fall, and fall they do. And it's important to give chances because we have all fallen. But we can also learn some simple rules, or at least enact some rules that we may have been exposed to as children. Take, for instance, the game of baseball. 3 strikes and you're out. While I don't watch baseball, I have always liked the 3 strikes and you're out rule. Why should we give chance after chance after chance? Should we not enforce a rule that allows others to step up to the plate? I have a general rule regarding the relationship between patience and lack of gratitude. It goes like this. Strike 1, it's on you. Strike 2, it's on me. Should there even be a strike 3? Thinking of gratitude, what are the first thoughts or emotions that arise in response to what you have heard? I know why I made this as a general rule. Others might have more patience than I. Not that patience is a bad thing. I believe it to be a cornerstone of gratitude. To be grateful, one must master the art of delayed gratification, a keystone to patience. One must be content with what exists in the current moment. Yet, I cannot help but wonder how much anxiety is present in a mind that is solely focused on the future. How many minds do you see depressed or burdened by images of a past no longer present? These negative energy forces encompass the psyche at an individual and collective level. What gives? Can we even attempt to create an attitude of gratitude when we lack patience? You see, gratitude is all about intent. We live in a culture that gives many chances, and that can be a good thing. It is almost expected en masse, however, that one continues to give chance after chance after chance. This happens even though action has yet to see fruition. As I stated, strike 1 is on the giver. Everyone makes mistakes. Yet it is up to a cognizant person to examine, adapt, and move on from those follies. However, strike 2 is a little different. If one gives a chance to another person, there is only one reason strike 2 exists. It exists because of the faith the receiver has given to an outside agent's capacity to change. From this perspective, the follies are shared, much as a folie à deux or a group psychosis. The blame rests on the receiver as much as it does on the giver. In this case, the giver placed faith into something fallible. And as we know, all people are fallible. Now, should we allow a strike 3? Yes, I believe so. Even in baseball, 3 strikes are the threshold for one to strike out. However, one must evaluate, set, and maintain boundaries when using this method. We grow, and this process takes time, and possibly even more strikes than just 3. That is where the game comes into play. Yet, we must also know and adapt to the rules of the game. If we do not, by what course can humanity ensure progress in a mutually beneficial direction? You see, gratitude is an action, not a state of being. It is our developmental duty to give thanks, learn, redirect, and move on. Hopefully, by strike 2, we develop the ability to know the picture. With that knowledge, we might just be able to see what is coming before we commit. Even if we do not, we have another at-bat to get it right. This represents the underpinning for adaptation. Our inner calling requires us the will to act with intent upon what is present. Remember that gratitude from this perspective is an active state of being, not a passive ideal bestowed. It takes stern discipline and a capacity to work on oneself to create a true attitude of gratitude. Now let us return to the wisdom of the saints. In today's philosophical and spiritual quandary, we examined the root of human nature as it relates to gratitude as an action and not a philosophical debate. Our saints remind us to show gratitude. While the words thank you are important, it is as important to show gratitude through action. To be stern with oneself, one's ethics, one's morals and values. When we are that, we can direct life from a position of strength. It is through that unwavering movement towards right mind, right intent, and right values that we can create a life well lived. Be gentle to all, but stern with yourself. Yet do not forget, it is in that practice that we create and are not given a life well lived. Look around you. Do you see gratitude by practice? It is there, but it seems to require intense effort to uncover these days. Our culture is so pressed to move from one distraction to the next. Yet I wonder, what can we do with a little stern discipline towards a right end? If we can link that to the beauty we have been granted by creation itself, I wonder, can we surpass the nature of the animals we willingly place ourselves above on a ruling throne? While not a saint, I am reminded of Mark Twain's once powerful quote. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. I love that quote from Mark Twain. I wonder what we can do with a little wisdom like to forgive, to let go, even to those that may have done wrong. I believe that it is grace in action. Practice and see what possibilities arise when you simply forgive. Can you forgive and be forgiven? Can you seek out those opportunities to put in the right and good work? Even a small yet stern shift in one's grace, can allow our ability to forgive to make a world of difference in one and maybe many lives. And finally, my friends, may blessings find you on your journeys to navigate your moral path towards interpersonal well-being and a wholeness of psyche. Remember to envision your path and chart its course. When you know where you're going, it is easier to get there. Lastly, while on your way, don't forget to advance confidently in that direction that your dreams bestow upon you. It is there that the kernels of grace, through forgiveness and the act of letting go, can give birth to something really new, exciting, and quite possibly life-altering. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any comments or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. Goodbye for now.